Mac from Full Hero and Reinforced Crew, Visionaries and some other A-listers. A long time ago, I think when I first got involved in music, it was through the sound system in the UK. We had like a sound system and used to play it at parties and at the carnival events and stuff like that. So that was my first kind of introduction into music. It was really as a DJ or a selector before I actually started making music. Okay, I mean, my influences they go much further back than say broken beat or techno or even hip hop. It starts from really early days of being grown up listening to soul music from my mum. My mum was very heavy into like Atlantic soul, like Otis Redding and Aretha Franklin. And on my father's side, he was collecting Bob Marley and John Houghton reggae artists. Okay. So that was my first fusion. Because my mum was more of a soul head, and my dad was more into reggae. But that's my very early influences.
Okay.
I mean, I think the next sort of biggest thing that I really got into that really kind of like sort of blew my mind was hip hop, electro, like Africa Bambaataa, Planet Rock, and that's what really sort of exploded for me. And since then I've always been following hip hop and that form of electronic music with drum machines and things like that. Even if it's techno or house or whatever, I was really just kind of like infatuated with electronic music starting from that era, from Kraftwerk and Soul Sonic Force. I mean, I always tried to fuse the two together, the live sound and the electronic sound. I think it's really important because, being an electronic producer, sometimes don't class yourself as a full-fledged musician as such, class yourself as a programmer. So it's important for me to really dig deep into the electronics when it comes to producing music, and then with the electronics try to create the live sound. So I've always tried to, try to have a mixture between the two that seems kind of seamless, so you can't tell the difference between where it's electronic and where it's live.
Okay.
I think, I mean, the main undertone with the Visionaries is hip hop, and it is based on some of my hip hop influences. People like Pete Rock, Nas, JD. But it's my interpretation of hip hop. So it's I kind of really focus on the part where producers were sampling records a lot, and sampling jazz music and sampling soul music, and I try to recreate that with Visionaries. I think it's somehow it really is detached from Full Hero. The two things are completely separate, even though there is a kind of a similar sound running through this song. And I work with like Hopper, the drummer from Full Hero and Visionaries, so there is a common ground there. I think being more that it's more based on the sort of hip hop stroke jazz project, I think that's what makes it different than the Full Hero. So the funny thing is, the first time I met Voice was yesterday. I always spoke to her on the phone and emails and stuff, but we've never ever actually met personally. No, it's the first time, so that was quite cool yesterday. But originally kind of hooked up through a mutual friend, a guy called Moonstar from Canada.
Kevin Moon.
Yeah,
we know him.
That's right. I mean, I know Kevin from way back, and he was always telling me about this rapper that he had called Voice, and that he was going to work with. And the first track I heard from him was when he produced a track on the Scattered Snares compilation. Scattered Snares Volume 1.
BB Girl.
That's right. Yeah. So I thought she was a really cool rapper. So when it came to doing the Visionaries project, and I was looking for someone, different rappers, not the usual type of rapper. I was looking for something a bit more poetic and a bit different. So the first person that came to mind was Voice, and that's why I used the Visionaries project on replay.
How to make this track?
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you
but- yeah,
can't,
it's, I mean, it's kind of like it's becoming quite standard now, where you produce the track in
Yeah.
the studio in London.
Yeah.
I send the file over to Voice she was in LA. Yeah, and she puts down the lyrics. It goes to the studio, puts down the lyrics, and sends me back the file, and then we continue the work.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, I never focus on one project at
Yeah.
once. I'm always working on like loads of different things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do one track for this project, then next week one track for another project. So what normally happens is, at the end of the year maybe, there's like 3 albums ready, because I'm working at 3 things at once. At the moment I'm working on New Era,
Yeah.
which is more electronic, techno, soul, bass sort of thing. Visionaires, we're working on some more Visionaires stuff for a new Visionaires album. I'm doing a few other like hip hop projects as well,
Yeah.
with a couple of rappers,
Yeah.
a couple from Canada, a guy called Track from New York. So there's a few hip hop projects coming out as well.
Okay.
And then I'm also thinking, just writing things for a new 4 Hero record as well. At the moment, there isn't anything at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why?
I think being a producer first,
Yeah.
and then a DJ next,
Yeah.
and then an artist on the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I feel that it's more important what happens in the studio, what happens when you DJ, and then the live thing comes last.
But you prefer produce on the studio.
Studio is
Yeah.
the most important thing, because
Yeah.
I think the studio is where you capture
The
all the
sound.
magic,
Yeah.
and that's to me that's the most important thing. You know?
Okay.
There's more Twisted Funk stuff coming, more Twisted Funk. Most of it's going to be coming out digitally
Yeah.
in the future, but we've got some more stuff coming out.
Okay. Thank you.
No, I mean, it's just, I've always, I've been coming to France for a long time.
Yeah.
For years, I've keep coming, from Nouveau Casino to Rex Club to Paris, the south of France and stuff. Mars Attacks. There's loads. I love coming to France, so it's always good. And I just want to say to the French hardcore crew that always come to see us
Yeah.
when we DJ. I say that I just got a lot of love for people in France. No, for real, man, because it's one of my favourite spots.
Thank you, Marc.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.